Do Shabalala. Do like I do. What a player. What a player he is. But when you don't take your chances, the game will always punish you. So, 2-1 at the end of 90 minutes. It is Stellenbosch 2, Amakosi 1, and the defending champions, they bow out of the Nedbank Cup in the first round. What an embarrassment for the defending champions. But did you see that first half from Kaizer Chiefs? Did you see the number of chances that Mdu Shabalala got? 3 clear one-on-one chances with the goalkeeper. He couldn't finish. He couldn't convert. And when you miss chances like that, you only have yourself to blame. And Stellenbosch didn't waste time. They took their chances and they closed the game and they won the game. So, let's look at how Kaizer Chiefs played in this game. Kaizer Chiefs had one of their best games of the season, creating so many chances. Shabalala with 3 chances. Silva with 2 chances. Lelepo, 2 chances. You can count so many chances. But they failed to convert. And in this game, if you don't score goals, you don't win games. And it's as straightforward as that. And we should say that we didn't see this one coming, because football heritage was on Kaizer Chiefs' side. It was supposed to be a clean, straight win, but it wasn't to be. And Kaizer Chiefs only have themselves to blame. Same with Shabalala, only has himself to blame. Same with the rest of the players. They only have themselves to blame. But let's look at how the game went about. So, Stellis got the first goal through a mistake from Silva as he kicked Mloisane and caused a penalty. And that was 1-0 to Stellis. Then Kaizer Chiefs midfield lost the ball in the middle of the park. And that turnover resulted in Titus being unmarked and not pressed. He took a wonderful shot, and Peterson could only jump at a marvel of the quality of that shot. And that was 2-0. Game closed. In a cup game, the margins are very small. That was game closed and gone. Kaizer Chiefs responded wonderfully with creating chances of themselves. But it wasn't to be in that first half until the second half, where Stelli's player was judged to have handled the ball correctly so. But Silva stepped up and converted a beautiful penalty to make it 2-1 to Kaizer Chiefs. But they couldn't convert the rest of their chances to at least take the game to extra time or penalties. So Gavin Hunt's team held on to eventually knock Amakosi out of the game. So, what did you make of how Kaizer Chiefs applied themselves? Let's look at the starting 11s. There were 3 changes at the back, being Marco, Monyane, and Simango coming in. And you also had changes in the middle of the park, where Mabui was sitting on the bench, Vilakazi was on the bench, and Modi was also on the bench. So it was a very changed team. But if you're playing in 3 competition, you have no choice but to rotate players, because you can't have the same starting 11 playing 3 games in the space of a week. So it was that. And to be fair to the coaches, they got the starting 11 right, they got the players right, they got the tactics right, they created the chances that were needed, but they were let down by players and the application and just having the final touches. So that was Kaizer Chiefs starting 11. From the Staleys starting 11, Gavin Hunt continued with his lineup that has been relying on of Titus, Jabbar, and the tried and tested centre-backs as well. And it wasn't a good game from Staleys. They left so many, tried to play high line, but also allowed the ball to be played behind. The one-on-ones between Shabalala, Sereno, it was just too much for them to cope with. And they applied themselves incorrectly in managing and dealing with those chances in that first half. They could have easily conceded 5 goals in that first half, but thanks to the misses and the great saves by Stevens, it kept the score at 0-0. So that were the starting lineups. So what does it mean for Kaizer Chiefs to be knocked out of the first round as a defending champion? First thing it means an embarrassment, as they should be going as far as possible to defend the Nedbank Cup. Though on the balance side of it, it has always been a tricky clash. Even if it was Pirates playing Staleys, or it was Sundowns playing Staleys, or it was Kukune playing Staleys, they are always a tricky opponent to negotiate. And we saw it today as they knock out Kaizer Chiefs for the second time this season out of cup competition. So the treble dream for Kaizer Chiefs is gone. They're only left in 2 competitions, the league and the Confed. And a lose for them this coming Saturday could also mean they are out of Confederations Cup. So the season can either be made or broken in this week. So a very testing week for Kaizer Chiefs, with the derby coming up also later in the month. It's turning out to be a very testing month for Amakosi and the co-coaches. But from the application of the game model, what they wanted to achieve with this game, they got it all right. Nothing to fault to the coaches with. And let's also look at how the Coco Melons performed in this game. We had Aiden McCarthy, we had Mdu Shabalala, we had Tulani Touch in that midfield. We had Vilagazi come on in the second half, and Wandile Duba on the bench. So looked like Tulani Mabaso struggled in that first half, as there was a lot of turnover balls between him and Dover that they couldn't deal with, and as it, in the process, created counters and moments that allowed Staleys to take advantage of those turnovers, create chances. And to be fair to Staleys, they could have also scored 2 or 3 more goals on top of the 2 that they had. So it was a very dead game from a welfare perspective for Kaizer Chiefs. Nevertheless, this joint between the midfield and the defense, and to be fair to them, they haven't played too many games together. So you say the coaches made a wrong, a tried and tested midfield or defense, because from the creative front they were spot on. So yeah, the midfield was struggling and it was gone. So it was a baptism of fire for Thulani Touch Mabasa. And it was a nightmare for McCarthy and Co at the back, as Peterson was not happy, was not impressed with so many of the things that happened in this game. So the defending champions are out. That's the breaking news. And what more can you say? But what's your reaction, Amakosi family? What's your reaction to this loss? What did you see the game? And yeah, don't forget to subscribe for more of these content. And do drop us a comment and let us know what more you would like to see from this channel. So, don't forget to subscribe. Kaizer Chiefs in action again this coming weekend in a must-win CAF Confed game. So, we're signing out. Danko.